It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day and day duh in Mira Mesa. So, I was a little concerned yesterday about the quantity of rock that I had ordered, the boulders, but as always, they're disappearing really fast. I don't think I'm gonna have too many. So what we've done since we talked to you last is Hannah built out this fantastic dry stack. So this area here is going to be flat and planted accordingly, just for some interest. The beautiful piece of driftwood, clearly staged right there. Luke and Nate, actually we're going to want the face of this plant more right like this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to shift it.
Cool. Okay. They're working with this barrel. Now these golden barrels at this size are probably 200 pounds. So not an easy job. Remember, pro tip, your extra can dirt, save it, because you're bound to find areas in your garden where you need extra soil. So hold on to your can dirt for later use. Good job, guys. Teamwork. We have our beautiful Hercules planted. So spectacular. The trigona we staged there because when you're at the driveway looking that way, that neighbor's utility box is in clear view. So the idea is that that trigona will block that box from the perspective down there on the sidewalk. And here we've got Gordon and Miguel transplanting the beautiful aloe or agave blue glow.
I had dragged it, by the way, you guys. If you tip it over, you can drag it.
Drag it by the hair.
Yeah.
Drag it by the hair. There you go. Yeah, that probably weighs as much as that barrel, if not
pokey,
more.
So it's nice to be able to.
Yeah, and it's pokey. You want to come around so they can see, Han? What's going on here? See, we don't have a whole lot of roots, and that's totally fine. You do not need to dig a massive hole, and voila. Now this blue glow, I don't anticipate this getting much bigger than this. It's absolutely perfect. And of course, it's not going to get taller. So we have this perspective here where the chairs are. We want the clients to be able to sit and enjoy the garden and not have anything that's going to block the view. So perfect there, guys. The Aluaudia procera, I decided to make an executive decision and cut off some arms because I like the idea of training more upright growth on this plant and not having it going all over the place. And it wasn't cooperating with us. So you can do that. You can make your Aluaudia procera look like anything you want. So the pieces can absolutely be hardened off and planted anywhere else. So there's no loss. Yes. Okay. Yes, and well, it's all going to be in the same video, right? Yeah, stay tuned because we did do a video of that process. So you'll be able to see that a little later in the video. As always, the walk paths are really revealing themselves now. It's super clear, and we have the fun job of staging and planting. So we will check in with you in a bit to follow up on our progress for the day. Okay, so this is the Aluaudia procera that was down by the sidewalk that we took out. Some of you were concerned that we weren't going to use it or we were going to throw it away. No, I just didn't like it there. And remember, these are easy to manipulate and move. So the guys got it back in the ground. Now it's decision time. Those of you that grow Aluaudia procera know that it tends to have opinions about where it's going to go. And you are the daddy, not the plant. And since I'm the daddy, I've made a decision that I want this upright growth and these two uplighters, and I want this for balance, kind of like a kickstand, but these are gonna go.
All right, cut them off.
Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be planted somewhere else. They absolutely can. Don't panic, anybody. This is okay. All right, and then this one, you just, for the sake of aesthetics, want to cut it as close to the trunk as possible. I'll work on that. And you can see there's still a couple of roots exposed that we'll work on. But now what I have is a better balanced plant. This, depending on where you're growing yours, you'll want to control
The branches.
What were you saying, Hannah? Get out of my hole.
There we go.
Okay, a little further. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In she goes.
Awesome.
Hold on, it's falling. Don't let it fall. I got it. You gotta pull more. You gotta pull more.
Okay, I told you guys yesterday that, you know, moving the soil and staging boulders is really time consuming, but once that's done, it moves very quickly. And this is evidence of that. So here's, you know, obviously we're not done planting, but we've got our lot done. This area had a brick edge that divided the properties. So we just threw dirt over it and made one big area. Still need to do some tapestry work in here, but I just want you guys to take notice of these Pilos Oceras that came from Caesar at Sun Valley. Look at the hair on this one. So cute. And for those of you that don't know, this is a form of protection that the cactus throws off to prevent against sunburn. Just extremely adorable. Okay, so this is a combination of cuttings and rooted plants. Some of these plants the client was able to salvage from the disaster that occurred when the garbage truck blew oil all over everything. Others, of course, I brought in. So this is a really pretty marriage of his aeoniums, some of his crassulas, and his sedums, and then also plants that I brought in. And the guys are just doing a stunning tapestry through here with that. This is very, very soft. Then over here on the other side of the retainer, I've got the cactus, kind of the xeriscape down low here. Since he will be hand watering, I wanted to make this easy for him, and he won't ever have to worry about dragging the hose all the way down here. So we did our mammillarias and some of our barrels. We got our beautiful driftwood staged. And the flags that you see in the landscape right now are areas for tapestries. So my wonderful crew of designers will come in here tomorrow and just do that. I will provide the plants, but they'll figure out what goes where. They're that good. So I will just continue to flag tomorrow areas to blow out in the tapestries. Greg and a couple of the guys are working on laying in the flagstone pathways. You'll notice that this is patio grade 3-inch flagstone. We get the thick stuff because we want them stable. We don't want them wobbly. So the bigger, the thicker, and the heavier, the more likely they are to stay put. We, oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else we've got over here to talk about that we haven't seen yet. Oh, yes. And I just adore this right here. This is that mystery succulent, and the way it is framed out against that rock is everything. I don't anticipate this plant getting much taller. So that was the perfect spot for that. As I was sitting over here in this chair eating lunch today, I was able to really look out at the landscape and determine, you know, some key areas where I would want them to be able to sit and enjoy special plants. So yeah, that's my story. Sticking with it. The tapestries right now are only partial, because we are going to be going to Oasis tomorrow and grabbing some more flats of mixed 1-gallon sedums. You may note that we have very little, if any, orange in this garden right now. So we're going to have a lot of sedum adolphi brought in, platyphylla in the red and the pink, you know, and just various other pretty little rosettes to frame out the garden. All of the hard stuff's done. All of the foundation plants are in. And, you know, as I'm looking at this, I just don't understand why anyone would even want a lawn. This is just so much more interesting and will take a fraction of the maintenance and a fraction of the water. We also are applying pre-emergent here in the pathway areas to mitigate weeds. But the client also has managed expectations. He knows that he's going to have to get out here and be diligent for the first year or two. And then, you know, the more diligent you are in the early years, the less of an issue it is moving forward. And I don't think there's going to be much dirt left for weeds to grow in. The rate we're going. I mean, this is Disneyland, but this is what Tony and Laura wanted, so this is what Tony and Laura got. Okay, so this is the end of day 2 in Mira Mesa. We have 2 more days on this job, so tomorrow will be detail work with the plants, more work with the flagstones, applying the pre-emergent, and then Saturday will be the laying of the top dressing rock. We're going to go with a 3/8 inch rock, and then I will splash some burgundy down to kind of tie in what the neighbor has going over on his right side of his drive. Greg is also installing uplighting in this garden, so he'll be working on stringing lights tomorrow as well. So big day. And so far we've got $500 to send to our LGBTQ plus charity, the Trevor Project. So keep those orders coming, and let's support youth in crisis. Happy Pride. Love you guys. This has been Laura with Team DFS from Mira Mesa and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.